Hello everyone! So what we're going to be doing now are looking at metaphors. We have previously done similes, so if you haven't done that one already, maybe do similes before we do metaphors because this one's kind of like the next step up. Now as you can see, our little dog friend is ready with his pencil in his mouth. So I'm not telling you to write with a pencil in your mouth, maybe use a pencil in your hands. And get a pen, pencil, paper, a book, just so you can write all your ideas down. All right, let's get started. So, firstly, what is a metaphor? A metaphor is when you're comparing two things, but you're not using the words like or as, like we would do with a simile. You're comparing two things without those words. So, some examples. She is a ray of sunshine. His hair was gold. They ran at a snail's pace. So with those examples, you can still imagine what the writer is describing, but we're not using like or as like we do with similes. Let's look at some more examples. All right, now I've got my laptop here, so I'm reading off it, so that's why I might be looking in the corner. Some examples. The classroom was a zoo. Now, of course, I'm not saying that I'm walking into a classroom and there are giraffes and elephants everywhere, but the picture that I'd try and create with that sentence is that I walked into a class and there are kids everywhere going a little bit wild, maybe not doing what they should be doing, which I think I've seen that happen, just one or two times. So that's what I'm saying with the classroom was a zoo. She was crying a river. Now I think you can imagine what this metaphor is trying to describe. Of course she doesn't actually have a river coming out of her eyes, but it's probably saying that she's crying so much that so much water, so much tears are coming out of her eyes. Her sister was an angel. So I guess when you're using a metaphor, calling someone an angel, it's saying that they are lovely, they are sweet, they are kind, they are helpful. They're not actually an angel. The wind was a howling wolf. Now again, of course, I'm not saying that the wind is actually a howling wolf, but the sound of the wind sounds like the howling of a wolf, so that's why that metaphor sounds that way. And the last one was, the thunder was a roaring lion. So you can imagine what a roaring lion sounds like, and you can kind of compare that to the sound of thunder. Because sometimes thunder can be really close and really loud that it sounds as if a lion is right next to you. Okay, now you need to be finishing these metaphors. So I've got the first part, and you need to use your creative brain and see if you can come up with the comparison and compare the first bit to something else. So, the stormy ocean was, maybe you can write down what it could be. My snoring dad is, interesting, what could we do for that one? My snoring dad is a hibernating bear. What else could it be? I'll have a think. The ballerina was, what could that be? The ballerina was a falling snowflake. So when I'm picturing a falling snowflake, I'm picturing something graceful, something elegant, and that's what the ballerina looks like. Her long hair is, her long hair is like a ribbon, is like a flowing river. I wonder what else you could write. The moon is a, interesting, the moon is a plate in the sky. The moon is a torchlight. I wonder what else you could write. Okay, so now we've got lots of ideas. We've had some examples. We've got a beautiful picture here that you could use to come up with some metaphors. You could write about the sun, the colors, the lake, the boat. There are lots of things that you could write to write metaphors about. Now you can pause the video here, look at the picture and come up with some metaphors. Okay, before we move on to the next picture, I want you to shout some of your metaphors out to me as loudly as you can, so loudly that I can hear them. Excellent. Very good. Well done, guys. Now, what you can do is have a look at this picture. So it's still at night time. We've got a howling wolf, kind of like what we said before. A big moon, we've got some trees, and we've got some dark night sky. So you can pause the video here again, and then you can write some metaphors about this picture. So I want you guys to start writing your own metaphors and similes. Hopefully you've watched the simile video already, and maybe you can write about some things you can see out your window. Maybe you can write about things that are in your house. Maybe you could even write about your family members. Just make sure that you share your writing with your family members, because I'm sure they would love to hear it. Now remember, there are lots of other videos that you can look at as well to help you with your learning from home or your distance learning, and hopefully I can be here to help you guys. I'll see you soon.